I think that Peter Murrieta had a big influence on making the show funny for adults as well.
I agree.
A lot of
Which
times,
is one of my, I don't know about you, but I hear that all the time of like, this is one of those shows I actually like watching with my kids.
Right,
and that
exactly.
meant a lot.
Well, I would say that my joke is like, my kids watch your show. We watched your show with my kids, or with the thing, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I would make a joke. And
Same.
And then they would say, oh no, we really liked it.
Yeah.
It was funny. It's a family-driven show. We were all a family, and we were a unit. And it changed in the 4th season.
It did.
When Peter Murrieta was not a part of the show anymore.
Yeah.
And it became like, your traditional sitcom is A storyline, B storyline, C storyline. But I think we were all connected and involved for the first 3 seasons.
It was very much an ensemble, which
right.
was nice. And then they abandoned ship once Peter, our glue, basically left, and then went back to the traditional model, which we had never really followed.
Right.
So the 4th season for us, I know, didn't really feel like the show.
I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. But Victor, who would direct a lot, and said to me in the 4th season, he was like, you know what we should do? You know what would be funny? And I said, last season?
No, and like we were all in agreement with you.
And you don't want to sound like an asshole,
of course.
and you want to make it the best that it can be. But it was different. When Peter left, it was different.
Well, Peter helped because we had a lot of sitcom writers. We had writers from Friends. We had writers from like other shows as well. So they weren't Disney writers.
Right.
And I think Peter fought for us to stay, and our writers too, fought for us to stay at that caliber rather than just going for the easy joke.
Now, go ahead and make fun of me when I say this. I directed a few episodes. And then that put me in the production meeting after the run through. Yeah. Sorry, after the table read.
Mm-hmm.
So table read, and then all the actors leave, and then all of the heads of the department, the wardrobe, props, special effects, all those people sit around the table and they just make fucking fun of the actors.
Really?
Yeah. And I was allowed to be in there.
That's fantastic.
But I was like, oh God, I can't.
Do you remember a joke they made about me?
No, but I do. I mean, there was a couple of.
Well, that's lame.
It wasn't so much a joke as it was like, oh, God, he's a pain in the ass, or this is going to happen, or that's going to take 4 hours, when they ask questions and stuff. And one of the things I didn't know was they pad the guy, Distad, who was our second, would pad
the schedule.
Yeah, because one time I was like, oh my God, we're rehearsing now. Technically, you only really have, because our run-throughs would be around 2:30, which is really early. So you have to rehearse each scene, get it ready for the run-through. Yeah. And the table read would probably be at 8, or you'd come in at 8:30. And each scene, you only had like, I don't know, 15 minutes at the most to rehearse it. So if I spent 25 minutes in one scene, we'd have to pick it up, And one time I was like, oh no, we got to go. And Guy was like, that's all right. I pad the episode. Pad the schedule.
That's him being good at his job. Yeah.
I'm so concerned about spitting now.
No. I pointed it out because it was really funny. It was just like one errant. Oh my God. Like,
so can we do slow motion if my
please? And it just going right in my eye. It's like that scene from 28 Days Later.
When the saliva goes.
No, it's like from like a bird is like eating something. This is my brain. And it drips in what's his nuts' eye. You know that actor, what's his nuts?
Yeah, what's his nuts? From Peaky Blinders? Is that he's the the lead guy in that, right?
What is it? It is the guy from Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
No, that guy. I'm talking about the guy who gets it in his eye.
Is he the older guy?
It's an acting family. It's like the Skarsgårds, but he's an older guy.
From In Bruges? I don't remember his name.
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
And they just did another movie.
I
If
know.
you haven't seen In Bruges, everybody, see it. Colin Farrell, not my favorite, but so funny in this movie.
I need to see it.
It's intense. It's a good one.
We've been everywhere, man. This podcast episode, we've literally crossed all of the topics.
But it's it's really interesting. The base of your character is so important to have that, because then you know where you're going to grow and where you're going to go. Sure. It's interesting. You said
I like grow and where you're going to know.
But saying it took, in the first season, which is 22 episodes, to find that, Yeah. I mean, I had no idea that Jerry Russo was so cheap, until it's written. You look
sure,
at it,
and you're like, oh, and especially with comedies too. Okay, my dear, I love you, but I have things to do. I'm sorry. I have a hard out, so we got to do some questions.
Okay, questions. I'm not going to use.
Is the battery dead, or did you not press it?
Okay. I'm nervous.
It's so silly. It's so silly.
Okay. If there was a Wizards reboot, how would you like to bring everyone back?
Oh, God.
Shit.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit, Jen Stone.
Let me just write the whole thing now on the spot.
Jump in there.
On the spot. I write out of my ass. Just
good morning.
Literally, hey. Literally just pulling this out. I feel like we would all come back because like the substation was closing. You know what I mean? That would be something that would bring us all back because it was something where like we had a lot of, or to fight to keep it open. I don't know. To me, the substation was such a place that I remember us all being like brought around and having so many moments in.
Right.
So like to me, if it were closing or if we were trying to fight it to keep it open, something like that.
Yeah.
It would be a great way to bring everybody back from wherever they are in the world, whatever they're doing.
Right, because what happened? Max.
Yeah, Jake has it, but maybe he like sold it through the years or something, or maybe like he's closing it because he's moving on to another part of his life. I don't know. To me, that would be a great way to bring. So
what is
back.
Harper doing? Where is Harper?
Well, I know what
coming?
Harper's doing.
What?
Because Rachel Dratch played me in the future Harper episode. She's writing about all the Russos. She's writing like young adult fiction.
I don't remember this. So
no, they are.
You were writing about the Russos.
Yeah. So in the future Harper episode, which this can be like another timeline. Do you
remember what season that was in?
I think it's season 2.
Okay.
Towards the end. But yeah, she's writing because the Russos go into the future to basically get her to stop writing young adult fiction about all of their adventures.
I can't wait to rewatch this.
It's a fun one. I remember geeking out hard that episode because I was such a huge SNL fan.
Right.
So what, like having Rachel Dratch there, I was like, and having her watch me to mimic me. We'll talk about it more when we get to that episode. Okay. But to me, that would be how I would bring everybody back.
Nice. I like that. That's a really good idea.
Thank you.
We should tell.
No one is going to listen to me.
That's not true.
Okay. Was there a scene you found challenging to film? If so, what was it?
I can't say. Are you kidding?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So
you can give your PC answer, or you can give the real one.
No, but I think there was like a kissing scene. There was something. Maria and I were supposed to kiss, and we were friends.
Yeah,
and we're actors, so we could do that. But I was anticipating the kiss, and not in a good way because we were, acting and we were doing comedy, but on Disney there was
it always had to be like closed mouth. They were very specific, so it made kissing scenes even more awkward.
Yeah, so that was weird.
Yeah, it was like to me, honestly, kissing on Disney was like rigor mortis face planting into somebody and then being like,
did you kiss Zeke on the show?
I think I kissed Dan in an episode.
Me too.
Yeah, who hasn't? Everybody wants to kiss Dan.
And I don't know, one of the episodes that I just watched very recently, his character was a different.
It was a different name.
Yeah,
it was like Zach Rubenstein or something.
Yes, exactly.
Something like that. Yeah. And then he comes back as Zeke with no explanation.
Thank you so much for watching that clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. For the full episode, go check it out on our Wizards Pod YouTube channel. The link's in the description. And for bonus content, weekly, join our Patreon. The link is in the description for that too. See you soon.